Hiya mates from down under. Well, it's not the Java guru or the .NET guru, it's the kangaroo. Now lovely Leo has given me 3 to 4 minutes, so I'm going to have to rush through this. I'm sorry I can't be there with all of you all, it's a little bit far. But next year maybe I'll do my best and try and make it there in time for the reunion. I'm not going to use any PowerPoint, I'll leave that to Jan Geltema, who's become an expert at it. And I won't bore you with my Dutch, which has become even worse. I'm just going to go on with good old Aussie language. Now, what's been happening to me since I left Wisdom? Well, since November 2000 until May 2004, we were together in the old building there, facing the park. It was a fantastic time. And then we sold to TMLC. Then came another 3 years of excitement in working together with René, which was an experience, but a good one. And in March 2007, we sold over to Ordina, and I moved down under. I joined ThoughtWorks as soon as I came here, a company specializing in agile software development, and I was responsible for setting up an agile university across the world for them. I stayed with them for around 9 months till the end of the year, and they decided to delay the university for another year, so I left, and it was about time. I think I've been spoiled with 12 years of working on my own, so I decided to start my own company, We Yoga, and I'm consulting into a bank now called Suncorp and helping them transform their organization, the IT organization, working agile. And I'm also setting up an Agile Academy, which across Australia and New Zealand. So all interesting stuff. I live in St Kilda, 10 minutes from work, 15 minutes from the beach, and 15 minutes from my kids, so it's really great. And if any of you come down here, you're always welcome, you have a place to stay. So just a few great memories before I go any further. I can never forget the person who stank like the dump at Byron, and I still remember Peter Portinger gifting him an aerosol or deodorant, and it didn't make any difference. And then of course there was the consultant who had 1 year's experience and had read the book and insisted on becoming an IT consultant. And when I told him that he couldn't be an IT consultant, I didn't think he was ready yet. Of course, he started crying, so I can't forget that. And then, of course, there was Jan Geltema at the HCL board meeting. This was really funny. HCL had come down from India, and they were looking to buy Wisdom at that time. And these directors from HCL were there sitting around the board table, and Jan Geltema and Rudy and myself and the management team were there. And we were talking to them, and suddenly Jan Geltema said, I want to ask you a question. And the question is, I forgot. So it was really great fun. And then there was the werewolf. Now, this happened long after all of you all, but this was when we were Wisdom Ordina. But it is a story that was really fantastic, and Jan Geltema and Rudy will know about it. This was a guy who joined, quite a nice, mousy-looking guy, about 5'5", nothing much to look at, not very, dynamic. And a day after his probation was confirmed, he wrote us a 6-page letter complaining about Wisdom and how he was treated badly, etc. But if he got 250 euros more, he would be fine with it. But of course, we said no. And it turned out that he was the leader of the right extremist sects and gave special lessons in becoming a werewolf, where you hang upside down in a leather sack for 9 days and then you turn into a werewolf. So we got rid of him the next day. And some of the other things that I really enjoyed were, of course, the ashrams and the beautiful orphanage and the kids there, and writing the Stroke of Wisdom. Some pride and joy moments. Of course, this reunion, I think it's fantastic that the initiative has been taken by Joel, and thanks Leo and Jacqueline for taking the effort. As I used to say, I'm really under the fucking indruk. And also the Wisdom Yahoo groups out of Wisdom India, who still meet almost 8 or 9 years. We keep in touch, birthdays, weddings and things like that. The ashram is still something that has helped everyone. The orphanage, if I go down to India, I see those kids, and we at one point sponsored 70 of them, so that's fantastic. And of course that so many of you all have become entrepreneurs and have started your own companies, it really does say something. And of course lastly that Zara has managed to work a little bit for Wisdom and get a taste of Wisdom. A couple of learnings that we achieved. The first one is of course that I think Wisdom was ahead of its time. I mean, both in terms of the culture we set. I mean, Pete and me read The Maverick, Ricardo Sembler's book, and it was just fantastic. I really enjoyed working with Pete and everything that we did to set up Wisdom. And learning is only achieved in company, as the Talmud says. And the big challenge really was, how do you grow and at the same time keep that special culture? And a lot of people said to us at that time, well, we don't need to grow. Growth is nature. You have to grow. If you don't grow, you don't create opportunities. You don't learn. You don't expand. So you have to grow. But how do you manage it? Now, some of the learnings that we took away was, number one, that the wisdom of crowds is very, very true. And James Sorowiski, in his book, which is now a bestseller, actually summarizes how the wisdom of a group of people is always better than the wisdom of the best person in the group. And I think Wisdom was that. It would have helped to define some social contracts between us and have us actually call out and challenge behavior. We never trusted our gut good enough. Otherwise we would have called inappropriate behavior and had the crucial confrontation, which we avoided. And the last point is, of course, to get help and build a scaffolding as the company goes. And I mean real help. I don't mean Michiel Wittkamp or something. I mean, he's a great guy and I love him to bits, but in terms of real help, it was difficult. And lastly, I'd like to say a very big thank you to all of you all. I won't keep you longer because I know how much you love your food. And thanks for making Wisdom what it is and going through the University of Tough Times with us and taking it where it is. Wishing you all success in your careers, and as you go on to be leaders, I'd like to leave you with two quotations that mean a lot to me. The first is, if you want to build a ship, don't drum up the men and organize the work and direct them to do what they want. Instead, teach them to yearn for the vast, endless sea. And the second one is, don't look for extraordinary people. Just make a great place to work where ordinary people can do the extraordinary thing. So, for those of you who are going to have big teams, as the old Jewish saying goes, I wish you many employees. Have a drink, have fun, and tot ziens, and see ya!